5 times in my life, I've actually honestly thought I was going to die. 5 times. Where I was actually in a place where if a whole lot of things didn't happen the right way, it was going to be bad. So, 4 of them involve an atomic submarine. And the last one involves my best friend and best man at my wedding's sister. She was a bit of a tomboy and liked messing with things. And she just liked messing with stuff. And my best friend was a mechanic, still is, very mechanically inclined. Well, he had rebuilt this 4-barrel carburetor on his mother's 1973 Dodge Monaco, 2.5 tons of land yacht. All right? It would go like hell. Don't ask it to turn a corner, and please, dear God, don't ask it to stop. But in the meantime, apparently when he had it off, those of you guys of a certain age remember that phenolic block that used to hold the throttle open, and when the car was running, it would idle real fast, and you'd bump it, and it would kick down, you'd bump it again, it would kick down, and finally you bump it, and it would come down to an idle, right? So he gets this carburetor put together, and we put 7 people in this car, and they fit comfortably, I might add. 3rd row seats, the whole 9 yards. Back window that would roll down so you could actually be ejected in an accident. It was very kitsch, very, I don't know, 1960s design, 1970s execution. And off we go to United Skates of America. It's still there, where we're going to go do a little bit of 1978 roller skating. And I know this was 78 because I remember hearing the Star Wars commercial. I remember it. So, we're driving this thing, and it's loading up. It's a little bit rich. It's loading up, and every now and then Brent's just kind of dropping into neutral and flooring it and dropping it back into gear again. Okay, so we're coming off the off-ramp up to Route 91, and up at the top, 91 goes over the top of the freeway. Intersection here, intersection here. It's the classic on-off, on-off. Saturday night, and at this time in Cleveland, there were not that many people living out in the burbs, man. We're out in Willoughby, Ohio. Well, he comes up that off-ramp, and it turns out that his sister had either misplaced or lost or ejected the little Jesus clip that holds the retaining rod that keeps that phenolic block from falling over backwards. Now, we call it a Jesus clip. You guys have seen them. They look like that because when they go and disappear, only God knows where they came back down, okay? Well, that falls off while we're going up the on-ramp. And for those of you that remember what induction howl sounds like, I'll refresh your memory. As the throttle locks wide open on a 440 cubic inch car. Right as he gets up to the top of the ramp. And I know he was in the brakes. Couldn't eject over the top to get back down on the freeway. That way was blocked. Couldn't go right. He goes left. There's 7 people in this car. So there's, I would say, probably close to 6,100 pounds of shit going around this corner. It's got the standard Mopar torsion bar front suspension. It's got coilovers in the rear end with a solid rear axle. So because of that, not coilovers, I'm sorry, it had leaf springs on it. And the leaf springs would roll up, and it makes the car do something called a bunny hop. And you get that, and you get the wheels bouncing up and down, and that's what it was doing. And we are hauling ass over this bridge because the car's got drum brakes on it. So it's about all he could do. He lets it run through the light on the other side of the bridge. And now there's a railroad bridge that covers the main railroad line between Chicago and Cleveland. So it's a 4-track main line. This is a big bridge. It was built a while back, so it kind of sunk a little bit. We get air. We are airborne. Jaboof! We come down, all the way down. I'm crawling over the seats because this thing has got a steering wheel on it. The steering wheel on this car is about that big. And if you guys remember that, for those of you, I graduated in 1981. And the wheels would turn. So when you shut this thing down, because he knows he's got to shut it down, and it's got one of those locking steering columns, So if he shuts it down and takes it to lock off, Brent's a cool cookie under pressure. I'm going to tell you what. I'm crawling over the seats because I know we're not going to have any boost. So we don't have any hydraulics. And we got to control this 6,100 pounds of car with a steering wheel. It's about that big around. We're not going to have any brakes because shit, we didn't have any to start with. And we get 7 people in it. And all of this is going through my mind about this quickly as we're coming up on Ridge Road, Route 20. And this is a 4-lane road laying over the top of a 4-lane road. We go through that intersection as we're already clearing 110 miles an hour. Ooh, we're flying. I jump, I'm over Brent's shoulders. I grab the steering wheel. He shuts down, pulls up on the steering wheel, and he's on the brakes for everything he's worth, and I'm helping him steer, right? There's a problem with a normally aspirated vehicle. When you shut it down and it's pulling close to $6,000, it's still dumping fuel into that intake manifold. The fuel doesn't shut off. You turn the ignition off. In an injected car, you shut the fuel off. Pop, pop, boom! And the entire exhaust system comes off the bottom of the car because we've just filled the entire exhaust system up full of a combustible mixture and detonated it. And I mean detonated. Boom! Right? How the water pump didn't come off that motor, I don't know. Because Mopar water pumps over $6,000, you're done. We get that car stopped, I shit you not, 90 feet from going through that intersection. Then I went on submarine duty.